Right, there we are. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 35 minutes with you, so not a very long presentation. Nice, short and sharp. Someone always said to me, or someone once in the past said to me, a good meeting is a fast meeting. Time is money. Good morning to everyone who's tuned in around the country. I think Anna is on the live stream. So send us your greetings. Tell us where you are, how many guests you have with you. We're always interested in that. All right, so let's begin. If you have any questions, reserve them for after the presentation. You'll be speaking to the person that's hosting you. If they don't give you satisfactory answers, you can come speak to me. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. There you can see in the tiny writing over there, that's Constantia's logo down there. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We have been around since 1952, so way before I was born. And we have operated as an insurance business for nearly 70 years. So I'm going to touch on a little bit more about Constantia so you know a little bit more about them before we end off the presentation. Suffice to say that DuePoint is a new division. We're only about 3 years old, so we were formed in February 2016 when a number of factors came together when we founded the business, which we're quickly going to go through. I think this will give you some context as to the necessity that we think our business has in our country. So one of the biggest factors is economic and risk factors, and this is primarily from your point of view. You here this morning watching this presentation because you're interested in making extra income, right? The main reason for this, because most people don't want to have to create additional forms of income, it's out of necessity. It's because of the circumstance that we find ourselves in. Employment offers a lot of risk currently. We want to mitigate that risk, and so we look at diversifying, at creating multiple forms of income, and DuePoint does exactly that for you. One of the main aspirations, one of the biggest aspirations we have as a business, as founders of the business, is we wanted a business that created social impact. We wanted to be the solution in the community that we operated in. And so what we did was we created a business that extends an opportunity of social entrepreneurship to individuals. So this is a business proposal, this presentation. So it means you get to make a decision at the end of the business proposal. You can say, it looks wonderful, let me try, or it looks rubbish, I'm not interested whatsoever. I'm hoping it's going to be the former. And then a business decision for us was to create better channels of distribution. So typically through the businesses that we've had in the past, very much traditional insurance businesses and financial services companies, we've always adopted traditional forms of marketing and advertising, typically TV, radio, buying leads from different companies, that type of thing. Big call centers that deal with all those leads. It's becoming a lot less effective, traditional forms of marketing and advertising. I'm someone that's worked in that industry for 25 years. Through this business and the aspect of social entrepreneurship, what we've done is we've built a business that creates channels of distribution through the partnership that we form with members of the public, right? And that marketing that we depend on is word of mouth marketing or referral marketing or network marketing. It is when someone that you know, or even perhaps a stranger, comes to you and says, come look at this business or these products and see what you think. As simple as that. Because people are becoming less trusting of traditional forms of marketing. And so you'll see a little bit later in the presentation, I'll get people involved in the business to come up and tell you about this business because you probably don't trust me that much because I'm the marketing person in the business. All right, so these factors came together. DuePoint was formed, and the opportunity is our DuePoint system. So the DuePoint system offers a host of benefits. I'm going to go through that list of benefits because, as I said, you are looking at creating additional income for yourself, and I'm sure if you have that necessity in your life, you're looking at many opportunities. And so this slide you can use as a SWOT analysis, as a strength and weaknesses analysis when you compare us to other businesses, because I think DuePoint will come to the top every single time. So let's go through them. Let me just quickly discuss your mandate. So if you decide to join us, if you decide to partner and collaborate with DuePoint in helping us create channels of distribution, how do you do that? Well, it's simple. All you do is you're going out and connecting other people. The same way you were introduced to this business, you're just going to duplicate that behavior. You're going to do the same thing, right? If you're successful in doing that, you get to create additional income for yourself. But the nature of the income that you produce here is very important, because this separates us from many, 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 many businesses out in South Africa, and that's the ability for us to create what we call recurring income. It is something that is inherent to insurance companies, the ability to make annuity income. We are pretty sure what we're going to be earning next month, right? Even if we closed our business down, we would still earn that amount next month. That is the beauty of insurance companies, because we have a book value and you get to share in that benefit. This mitigates a lot of risk from employment, because in employment we are tied to activity-based income. You are paid for those 8 hours that you have to work every single day, but at DuePoint we don't pay you for your activity, we pay you for the channel of distribution that you build, right? So this is not an activity-tied income opportunity. I'm going to discuss a little more about the benefits of recurring income, but suffice to say is that when you get retrenched at work, your income ends. When you get sick at work and you can't go to work, your income ends. When you get to retirement age, your income ends. Employment is fraught with risk. This business is designed to try and mitigate a lot of that risk. Power duplication, this is just your opportunity to build a team around you that can help you build a channel of distribution. So don't think of yourself as a salesperson, think of yourself as the sales director. The sales director can make a lot more money than the salesperson, right? And so you have the opportunity to go out and build a team around you that can help you build a channel of distribution. And this means that your growth from a channel point of view, as well as an income point of view, can be exponential growth. It is not linear growth. Our business is extremely flexible because we've allowed this business to be built through a mobile app. So the mobile app that you download, you can download it now if you want. Jump onto our Wi-Fi. You're able to build your channel of distribution through the app. There's no forms here. We don't have printed anything. Don't ever come ask me for brochures or a form that you want to take out. We don't do any of that. Everything that we do is digital, and everything operates in the cloud, and it makes business very convenient because it gives you that ability to build a channel anywhere in the country at any time of the day. There's no startup capital. We've designed the business to have a very low barrier to entry. Why? Because we truly want to create social impact. I want to be able to stand up in front of thousands of people every single month, deliver this business proposition without you having to fear what you might lose if you decide to join DuePoint. Because there's so little risk involved in this business. You are at liberty to try the business without fear of losing anything. And so it makes the business very accessible to the larger portion of South Africa. Again, there's no qualifications or experience requirements. Again, increasing our accessibility into the market. You get to build an asset. Now, this is the point I want to talk to because it speaks to recurring income. The channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint is an asset that you have legal tender over. It means you own your channel of distribution here at DuePoint. You can sell it. So we've had wealth engineers sell their channels for whatever reasons. It can't retrench you. It won't retire you when you get to 60 or 65. And even upon death, your channel won't disappear. It gets treated as an asset, it forms part of your estate, and you'll be able to seed your channel of distribution to your spouse, to your beneficiaries, whoever they might be. And you actually, for once, or one of the few South Africans in the country, you get to pass wealth onto the next generation instead of debt, which so many of us do, right? And so my point is why do we spend 45 years chasing activity-based income? Think about it. We all work. We've got this mandate to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week for 45 years. Yet only 5% of the country can afford to retire. Statistically, it doesn't make sense, right? And so my point is, start sacrificing time in your life, because I'm not telling you to go quit your jobs, right? Your job has got a great reason. It pays your bills, right? There's some security in your income. But it's not going to change your circumstance, right? If we know that 95% of the population can't afford to retire, how do you change that circumstance? Well, you start chasing asset-based income, annuity-based income, right? That's the point I'm making. And then finally, we don't have any selling requirement in this business. That's a wonderful thing, because most people wouldn't enjoy the prospect of having to go out and sell insurance products and financial products, right? So we remove that responsibility from you completely. Your only mandate is to go out and connect people, to tell them that there's a business opportunity that exists. Get them to a presentation like this in front of YouTube, a live stream, or a video on your USB stick. It doesn't matter how you show them the intro, get them in front of the intro. That's your only mandate, is to introduce people to DuePoint. We will do the rest. I will tell them about the entire business. I'll tell them about their products. And out of the people that you introduce to DuePoint, some will also become wealth engineers and product owners here at DuePoint. And if you're able to do that, well, then you are starting to build a channel of distribution. So this is what it looks like. It starts with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner. You now go out and start connecting other people. In this example, you've connected 5 people successfully that have become wealth engineers and product owners like you. And from that point, you have the power of duplication that will take place. Because those 5 individuals that joined this business are going to go out and do exactly the same thing you are doing. And so whether you like it or not, your channel of distribution will grow. We've got many examples that people that have come and gone, and their channels just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. We had one lady who left, unfortunately, because her husband had a stroke. But her channel size, and she was in our business for about 6 months, she was doing really well. She left, unfortunately, but today her channel's at over 6,000 people in her channel. Right? Fortunately, she's gotten back involved in the last month, so we're very excited to have her back. But that's just an example of how your channel will grow whether you like it or not. The moment you connect people onto the first point, those people are going to start doing the same thing you're doing. Not all of them. You can see there's one lazy one that didn't do anything. But the other 4 went out and started working, right? And so this is what your channel of distribution could look like. This is what will happen over time. This is what pays out a recurring income every single month. You can get sick next month and not be able to work. DuePoint is still going to pay you. You can get to 65. Your boss will buy you a cake. It's not your birthday month. It's your retirement cake where the company comes together, celebrates your retirement. Your income will end. DuePoint will carry on paying you. Upon death, this will not disappear. That recurring income you'll be able to seed to the next generation, right? And so this is our focus, building a channel of distribution. How do we pay our wealth engineers every single month? It's through something that we call our returns program. It is based on a 27.50 Rand fee that we pay for every product that you have in your qualified channel, but it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you, right? So remember the first individuals that you introduced to the business? We call that your first point. And on your first point, you actually earn double the 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product owner on your first point. Right? So if you had 10 products on your first point, you would be earning 550 Rand every single month. That's already 6,000 Rand that you've generated annually for yourself. Who would have liked a 6,000 Rand bonus maybe in January or February? Right? So you can have impact very quickly in this business. And then when those people go out and connect more individuals, that product lies on your second point. On your second point, you see you again get paid 55 Rand for every product. So if you had 100 people on your first and second point, suddenly you're generating 60,000 Rand annually in recurring income, and so on and so forth. But the further the product gets away from you, you see that multiplier starts to drop. By the 8th point in this example, you see the multiplier sitting at 4%, but we don't limit you there because there's a little plus next to the 8 there. That means we don't limit the size of your channel. Right? We've got wealth engineers whose channels are beyond 0.30 already in the space of a couple of years. We don't limit them. We don't limit how much money you can earn at DuePoint. That accountability, that responsibility falls squarely on your shoulders. This business is about time and numbers. And I tell everyone, you can't manipulate time. People have tried. We can't manipulate time. So be patient, let time run its course. The only thing you can manipulate is how many people you are adding to your first point and the quality of the individuals that you add to your first point. But people still want to know, well, okay, if I'm earning 55 Rand on my first and second points, well, how long does it take to develop some kind of wealth in this business? How much effort is required in this business? So we have a 5-year projection that gives you a fairly accurate projection over the next 60 months. The premise of this path to success is that you connect 2 people onto your first point every single month. 2, right? It's very moderate. We've got people that do that in a day. 2 people a month. If you can follow that activity, you can expect these numbers. After 6 months, you could be earning around 2,500 Rand a month. Right now, I love this example because I look at people's expressions when I say 2,500 Rand after 6 months of working, and everyone just stares at me blankly, like, why did I come to Bryanston for 2,500 Rand? Right? That was my same impression. It was. When they came up with the projection, the accountants did the projection, some actuaries, and I said, no, this is not big enough money. We need big enough money if you're going to get people excited. Right? And they disagreed with me, and nothing got changed, and I just had to do the presentation with 2,500 rand. But what I realized after time was the mistake that I made, the thing I saw in myself, was I look at money and I automatically give it spending value. That's called consumerism. And consumerism is what gets us into trouble in the first place, right? Who went shopping on Black Friday? Be honest, even if it was online. Even if it was online, you didn't go to the shopping mall. Those people in the shopping malls, I'll go online, take a lot, right? And so we've got all these events around the country through the calendar year. Consumerism. We've got Easter coming up. The spa up the road, they've had Easter eggs, those little white Easter eggs. I know the ladies love those little white Easter eggs. They've had them for 2 months already. When do the Christmas decorations go up? Middle of October. Right? It's all consumerism. We give money spending value. If I gave each person 2,500 rand here today, your lucky presentation, Rob decided to do a giveaway like Oprah and everyone got 2,500 rand, and you put it into your wallet or into your handbag, how long would that money last? Realistically, think about it. It's Saturday morning. Oh, it's the worst day to have money in your wallet. It wouldn't last a week, right? And this is the problem. If we want to create social impact as a business, we've come to understand that we have to start changing the way people think about money. If we carry on thinking like consumers, you can have a person up the road here in Bryanston earning 250,000 rand a month. If he or she goes out and buys a 10 million rand house and 2 fancy cars, and their installments are sitting at nearly what their salary is, are they wealthy individuals? They look wealthy, they look extremely wealthy. But they're not, because if his income or her income ends, the house gets taken away and the cars get taken away. They've got nothing to show for it. We have to start looking at the value of money to see what leverage it affords us, especially if it's coming from a source other than your income. And here we've got the example. R1 million bond, prime plus 2, over 20 years is going to cost you 11,500 rand a month for 20 years. Instead of spending the 2,500 rand, if we put it into our debt, because all South Africans are indebted, we put it into our debt. This example will allow you to pay the house off in 11 and a half years instead of 20 years. It saves you 900,000 rand in interest. That's the full value of the asset that you got a loan for. Pay your debt off. That's the first stepping stone to wealth creation, right? And that's the paradigm shift that we want to achieve. At month 12, you're earning 9,000 rand a month. Month 24, you should be getting close to about 28,000 rand. At month 36, 3 years, 50,000 rand a month. Remember, you're adding 2 people onto your first point every single month. Month 48, you're going to be closing in on 70,000 rand a month. And then finally, after 5 years, 60 months, you'll be close to about 85,000 rand, which is about 1 million rand in annual recurring income. Now, I don't think anyone believes that they could be earning 1 million rand out of their side business annually, right? We're 3 years old. There are people on that journey already, right? And so it's very important for us, like I said earlier in the presentation, you don't have to believe me, believe the wealth engineers that are doing this business. Because I understand this is just an actuarial equation that they came up. Formula takes into consideration all the negative aspects of our business. Believe it or not, there are negative aspects of our business. You will connect people that don't pay, that don't build, right? But we take that into consideration. You can still get to this with very moderate activity. But we bring wealth engineers up onto stage every single month to come give their testimony. So you can go, we usually bring up 2 or 3 every month, but you're free to go to our YouTube channel. We've got everybody there for the last 3 years that'll come share their story, their experience of DuePoint. And I actually tell them, give us the good and the bad. I want people to have a realistic expectation of what entrepreneurship's all about. Not this romanticized version of, I'm going to join and I've got 1,000 friends on Facebook, so I'm going to connect all of them and I'll be rich by December. Doesn't work like that, right? And so this month, just last week, we brought 2 wealth engineers up. We bring up people that have shown persistency. So if you want to go look at the superstars that are earning a lot of money, go to the YouTube channel. But we bring everyone up that typically shows persistency. So Lekotla over here has been in the business for 1.5 years. We paid him to date 13,000 Rand. You can see this kind of the configuration of his channel. He's introduced 26 people in that time frame. His channel is 4 points in size, and those 26 helped him find 167 people in his business. He's got a wonderful testimony because he says he brought in every single person that he could lay his eyes on, And a lot of them disappointed him. But through that practice, through making all those mistakes, he's learned how to do this business better and better and better. So some wonderful testimony from him. Then we've got Fred and Eugenie. Very unfortunate circumstances. Fred unfortunately had a stroke a number of years ago. He's fortunately now becoming a lot more mobile, and he's got his speech back, his memory back. So he's on the road to recovery, but it has been extremely difficult from a circumstance point of view. What do you do in that situation when your only income is if you go to work? Eugenie's become Fred's caretaker 100% of the time, right? But they've been able to do DuePoint because, as I said, you can do this business from your mobile phone. You don't have to leave home if you don't want to. And so we've paid them 30,000 Rand over the last 2 years, which has helped them tremendously. They've got 16 people on their first point, which is translated to 124 people in their channel, and their channel's 5 points in size. Right? That's 24 months in. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Everybody is different. You can look at the numbers. They're all different. The system is identical for everybody. You're at liberty to decide how much time you want to commit to this business. That is your decision. No one is going to dictate that to you. You need to decide what you want out of this business, because on this table, I've got everything for you. You need to decide what you want, come up and get it for yourself. It requires action. So that's a glimpse into our returns program. We've got a rewards program on top of that. So added benefit as a DuePoint wealth engineer. When your channel gets to certain milestones in size, there are rewards that we give you along the way. So one of the first notable ones is a little fancy memory stick at rank 5. So this is very much early in the game. Fancy little USB drive's got all our video collateral on there, and it just frees you up to connect anyone, regardless of the device they have, because that little thing plugs into mobile phones, tablets, computers, TVs. Computers, it allows you to show the DuePoint system very easily. At rank 7, this is very much a prospecting tool too. Actually, everything in the rewards program is a prospecting tool. At rank 7, we spent 17,000 Rand getting business cards manufactured for you. Imagine having 17,000 Rand business cards in your pocket. Some people might be thinking, well, that's ludicrous. Why would anyone want to spend? I'm only willing to spend 250 Rand at the corner print shop for my cards, because our business is very much dependent on first impressions, right? If you go down and you sit with someone, whether it be someone you know or whether it be a stranger, you put a 17,000 Rand business card on the table, I promise you it makes an impression, right? People will listen a little more carefully when you have things to say about DuePoint. And rank 9, also a prospecting tool. So you might be thinking, well, this is just a vacation. It isn't. This is our international rank 9 conference that we do every single year for our rank 9s and above. When you get to rank 9, you will have 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You'll be earning 20,000 Rand plus a month, and you get to take your family business class flights to our 5-star luxury resort. I don't say our 5-star luxury resort. We don't own, to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, and it's an all expenses paid trip. All expenses paid trip. You can leave your wallet at home. You bring your costume or your bikini and your passport, and that's it. The car will pick your family up. We take you to the business class lounge. We get you onto the business class flight. We fly to the resort. You don't spend a cent. I always joke when we get to hotels, usually we tell the kids, you go to the mini bar, I'm going to kill you. You don't touch the mini bar. The Snickers is 50 Rand. The beer is 100 Rand in that mini bar. No one touches the mini bar. Your kids can go crazy in the mini bar. Besides the beer, they can have the sweets. Right? And they will restock the mini bar every single morning. Our last rank 9 trip, we had butlers, 24/7 butlers for every room. We tell the butler, please run my bath at 6 o'clock for when I get back to the room. Right? We want you to experience what it feels like to be wealthy. That's what it's all about. And when you go onto Facebook and you are Facebooking your experience of business class, 5-star luxury, I promise you that becomes a prospecting tool for you. Go speak to our brand new rank 9s. The amount of business that they got just from showing off what DuePoint has done for them has brought in massive amounts of recurring income for them. So take a look. We've documented our last 2 trips for you to take a look at. And know that this is available for every single person here. Available for all of us. Thanks, Don. So how does that look? Did you feel your toes warming up in the sand? So as I said, that's available for everybody. The record is 5 months. The guy in the Elvis Presley gold glasses there, gold sunglasses. 5 months. He opened his laptop at Spur one morning. Patrick had sent him a link. Then he lied to Patrick and said he had watched the link. He'll phone him later, but he hadn't. A couple of days later, he thought, let me watch it. Sat down at Spur, opened his laptop. 5 months later, he had 1,000 products in his channel and was coming with us to our first Rank 9 trip. So that's the record. You get to dictate how quickly you want to get to this position, right? Is it going to be 5 months, 2 years? You can take 10 years. There's no pre-described amount of time that you have to do it in. We never reset you to zero. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Most importantly, a car with no debit order at the end of the month. We buy it cash. It's in your name. There are no DuePoint stickers on it. There's no T's and C's. You can cancel DuePoint the day after. The car's still yours. How much closer are we getting you to becoming debt-free? If you're going overseas with your family every single year, if the car in your garage is paid off, are you that much closer to becoming debt-free, to becoming wealthier? Or is your lifestyle just increased in luxury? So this is what our rewards program looks like. We've shown you up to rank 11. Rank 14, there's a Mediterranean cruise waiting for you every single year. So now you're going overseas twice a year. There's a couple more cars in there. But the rewards program goes up to rank 28. 28! So this is just the beginning. All right, Wealth Engineers have done this in 2 years. But our business is not built on the necessity of just giving things out to individuals performing in our business. Very much is built on the necessity of products, of financial products, which take the form of investment and insurance products. Again, if we're trying to achieve social impact, we have to get people to protect the assets that they build so long, that they sacrifice so much in building. So look at it through those lenses. We've got Access Wealth. Access Wealth is an insurance and investment product rolled into one. It's going to cost you only 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund that resides with Sanlam. You've got full access to the account. There's no access or notice required for access on that account, and then you get 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, even if your blood sugar is really high, we will pay out that 120,000 Rand to your beneficiaries. Then the second product is called Wealth Guard. Only 249 Rand. You get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. The beauty of all of our products is the accessibility without discrimination against your health status and your age. So it doesn't matter what your age is, as long as you're over the age of 18, you can take out this product. You can be 65, you can be diabetic, you can have a heart condition. The premium is still 249 and you still get the full cover on the product. Then we've got a wonderful family wealth product. It's a funeral cover product for the whole family. Starts at 299 Rand a month. It gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. Covers up to 5 family members. As the principal member, you also get some debt cover to the value of 10,000 Rand. So we'll cover any liability that you have upon death. You can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand with this product, as well as up to 10 family members. And again, wonderful accessibility here because we don't discriminate against your age and neither your health status. So again, as long as you get in under the age of 70 with this product, but once you're in, it becomes a whole of life product. So we don't cancel the product when you get to a certain age. It'll cover you no matter what your age is. And then lastly, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand per month. It gives you access to discounts and services with the businesses that we've partnered with. So the aim of this product is to lower your monthly expenditure, right? When things are going crazy in terms of increases every single month, inflation, we're hoping to try stifle that inflation with this product. So if you look at the partners there, we've covered a fairly broad spectrum of what we typically think people spend their money on every single month. We've got telecoms companies as partners. Cell C is a new one, between 10 and 20% off your expenditure on airtime and data with Cell C. We've got always on Wi-Fi data, another telecoms company. We've got groceries. How much money do we spend on groceries? We've got other online retailers. Entertainer offers you half price at restaurants and hotels around the country. We've got car manufacturers. So I was fortunate enough to go buy a car at Eagle Ford. I got a 100,000 Rand discount. 20% off. I couldn't believe it. I even went and showed off to the boss. I said, look here, I got a quote 5 years ago on this car, and today they're giving me the same price as what was quoted 5 years ago. right? And so there's massive benefit if you engage in the partners in this product. So that's the last product. So those are the 4 products. We've got in-depth video reviews on our YouTube channel as well as our website. So if you become a wealth engineer, go watch those video reviews because it'll give you a greater sense of appreciation of the benefits that these products hold. But they are designed to be straightforward products. We've got a long-term incentive for these people that think 2 people a month is way too moderate for their liking. I know we've got some people that do a lot more than 2 people a month. So we've got an incentive where if you can connect 365 people in the next 365 days, this business will pretty much make you a millionaire. Unfortunately, just a rand millionaire. But I'll take it nonetheless, right? Because if you do 365 people on your first point in the next 12 months, that'll get you to about rank 12, 13. So that means you've got the holiday, you've got the car, you've got the business cards. You're earning 40 to 50,000 rand a month, right? So there's about 1.275 million rand in value because on top of the earnings that you create for yourself every single month, we will give you, to say well done for doing it in that time frame, we will give you an extra 365,000 rand just to say well done. Remember, you only got paid 55 rand a month. Here you're getting 1,000 rand per person as a bonus on top of the value that you've built for yourself. So for those people, actually I would say everyone, I can't see why anyone would look at this and go, no, that's not for me. I don't understand it personally. Because all we're saying to you is, and I break everything down into little bits and pieces, right? Because you might be thinking, this is like Iron Man. This is like Rob saying, come do comrades in less than 9 hours and we'll give you 1 million rand. Right? And some people will be going, no, that's not for me. Right? But this is simple. Why? What is required to do this? Well, you need to speak to about 5 to 10 people a day to do this. Because statistically, and it'll vary with some of us, for every 5 people that you speak to, 1 will join. Statistically. Just look at it statistically. I know there's a lot of emotion involved and you can get very depressed when 1 person says no to you. But if you look at it statistically, and that's what we do in business, you speak to 5 people, statistically 1 will join. Or maybe it's 10 and 1 will join. Doesn't matter. So Rob is saying to you, go speak to 3,650 people in the next 12 months, and we will give you 1.2 million rand. Doesn't matter if they say yes or no. Don't worry about the yes or no. Commit yourself to being able to speak to 10 people a day, and you will have 1 million rand in benefit in 12 months' time. Where do you want to be in March 2020? Do you want to be in the same place? Do you want to be coming out of your boss's office after he said, we're going to give you a 3% raise for the year? You should be happy because you're one of the few South Africans that got a raise, right? The majority of us didn't. Who got a raise in their salaries for the last 7 years running, while inflation's been sitting at 7, 8, 9%? Do you understand the circumstance that we're in? I throw this word out, necessity, constantly in this presentation. When do we realize that we don't have a choice? We don't have a choice anymore. We have to do something, otherwise we're going to become a statistic of the economy. And anyone can do it. Whether you're 18 or whether you're 75, you can do this business. It requires just introducing people to DuePoint. So my decision that I ask people to make is not about what you want in the business. Because everyone's got aspirations. Every day we're thinking about what we wish we had, right? The decision I want you to make at the end of this presentation is, how do I fit DuePoint into my life? Because you're going to have to move things out. You're going to have to make sacrifices. If you've got kids like me, there's no time to fit other stuff in, right? So you've got to decide, how do I fit DuePoint in? I'm going to start reprioritizing. This is at the top, then that, then that, then that. Where does DuePoint fit in? Warren Buffett said, if you want to get ahead in life, you choose 3 things and you prioritize those. If anything comes into your life that is not part of the top 3, you push it away aggressively. That's what we have to do. If you want change, it's very difficult to change your circumstance. I told you I was going to discuss Constantia a little bit in detail. Why? Because I want you to have a sense of pride when you join this business. We're a 70-year-old insurance company. I know you might think like I did. I'm from the ad agency. Oh, insurance companies, fuddy-duddy people. They probably force you to wear ties. They do. But we're a business that has been around for a very long time. We've got a track record that you can go look at, you can scrutinize. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. We are audited every single year. We are regulated by the FSCA constantly. When you look at joining this business, I want you to start developing trust in the business, because what we want to do at DuePoint is develop long-term relationships. Not 3 months, 6 months, 3-year relationships. We want long-term relationships. I want to be here in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, with wealth engineers that have sacrificed 20 years in building wealth, and looking at them and going, these are now wealthy individuals. Wealthy individuals. That's our aspiration in this business. And so that can only be built on trust and credibility. So you're very welcome to go do a background check on DuePoint, on Constantia. That's the FSP number that we operate under. We've got all our financial licenses up on display above the water cooler outside in the foyer. You can go to the FSCA website, look up Constantia. You'll see all the licenses come up. This is a very credible business that you get to partner with and move forward with. A little reminder, we've got Port Elizabeth Encounter coming up. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to build recurring income out of the Eastern Cape. Does everyone know people in the Eastern Cape? Yes? I don't care if you don't. Find people. Find people that you think live in the Eastern Cape. Even if you know a cousin that used to live in the Eastern Cape, you phone him and say, I need 10 names. You phone the names on the list. Get as long a list as possible. You phone the people on the list. A percentage, it's all statistics, a percentage of the list will say, I was praying that someone would phone me because I need money. Right? This is the state of our country. Out of the people that say, yes, I'm interested, a smaller percentage will come. But out of that smaller percentage that come, I will get to spend 3 hours with them in a business seminar where I'll get to help you build your channel of distribution out of the Eastern Cape. And so suddenly you will have recurring income being developed out of a different province. You want a national business in DuePoint. You don't want Joburg channel, you want a national channel, right? This is a wonderful opportunity. That's for free, so you can invite as many people as you want. Just go to our website, click on events, and register yourself and your guests. Straight after this presentation, what's the time? So let's make it 11:15, so that'll give you 35 minutes. Let's make it 11:15. At 11:15, we're going to do a launch workshop. So for those people that are new, perhaps you're even a wealth engineer, you've never been to a launch workshop, come join us. Launch workshops is for people that want to get stuck in immediately, that want to know, okay, what do I need to do in my first week or my first couple of days in this business? Because our aim is to get new people profitable. In other words, making at least 500 Rand a month straight off the bat. Because then you know the premium you're paying is costing you less than what DuePoint's paying you. And so now suddenly you're profitable. Right? So for those people that want to get started as quickly as possible, we're going to meet again at 11:30. It's a fairly short workshop. You get to ask me any question that you have throughout the workshop. So it'll be about 30 minutes that we endure. So join me at 11:15. Otherwise, for our guests, I thank you for your time this Saturday morning. For the people watching on the live stream, my wish always, for the thousands of people that I get to speak to every single month, my wish always is that here at DuePoint we have a bubble of prosperity. The people sitting down here, I wish that you will have a 2019 that is filled with prosperity, and that at the end of the year on Facebook you can say 2019 was awesome. Because the majority of people are not going to be able to say that. And that's the difference we want to make in South Africa. All right, so thank you. Good luck. If you want to chat to me, I will be around. Thanks a lot.